Stand up, go to a window, look up in the bright blue sky.
Do you see it? Look again. Relax and unfocus your eyes.
Suddenly, racing back and forth in your vision in seemingly random patterns are these tiny, bright white dots. Do you see it now?
With each heartbeat, they soar through a small spot of your vision before dissipating. There are hundreds of them, all moving at once.
No matter where you move or seem to look, now that your attention has been called to them, you are starting to notice them.
What are they?
Let's back up a bit.
Here's the cross-section of a human eye.
At the very front is the cornea, a transparent dome shape that lets light in. It covers the iris, which is a thin circular structure. It is just like a camera shutter, deciding the amount of light that enters the eye. This is done when the iris changes the size of its central opening, the pupil.
Behind the pupil is the lens. It can change its shape to change the focus of the eye. At the back of the eye lies the retina, which acts like the CCD or the film of a camera. At the center of the retina is the macula, which is responsible for central vision.
Within the retina are tiny blood vessels called blood capillaries, which nourish the retina and remove metabolic waste. Both red and white blood cells pass through the blood vessels.
In the basal layers of the retina are the most important cells located. They are called photoreceptors. They receive light and convert that light energy into electrical signals.
These signals are then transmitted through the optic nerve to the brain, where they are turned into the images that we see. Let's take a closer look at the retina.
The retina actually consists of 10 layers, with retinal capillaries in the middle ones. Light passes through the capillaries before it reaches the photoreceptors. Although the light is blocked by the capillaries above the photoreceptors, why are we not aware of the branching blood vessels in our vision?
The answer is that a fixed image on the retina slowly disappears from the brain's perception. As a result, we do not notice our retinal vessels because they are fixed to the surface of the retina and our brain simply ignores them.
But if our brain is designed to ignore images that aren't moving on our retinas, why can't we see motionless objects in front of us, like a star in a night sky? The reason is that the muscles of our eyes make small, rapid, involuntary movements so that everything in our visual field is in constant motion. These slight movements are called saccades, which is the French word for jerk. They happen very rapidly at around 3 times per second and are unnoticeable but help the brain retain the image of non-moving objects. The retinal blood vessels, of course, move with the eyeball and retina, so their image or shadow remains fixed and thus unnoticed.
Now brace yourselves as we reveal the shocking reason behind these dancing dots.
In our blood capillaries, our red blood cells contain the oxygen-carrying protein called hemoglobin that happens to absorb blue light. On the other hand, white blood cells do not absorb blue light and instead let the blue light through to the retina.
The photoreceptors in the retina pick them up as signals of increased brightness, which appear in our vision as bright spots.
Yes, that's right. What you are seeing in the sky are your white blood cells.
The speed of the moving cells correlates with your heartbeat. With each pulse of your heart, they briefly accelerate.
Since white blood cells are around 3 times the size of a red blood cell, they are too wide for the capillaries and move slowly. As a result, a traffic jam of red blood cells collects behind each white blood cell. This is the reason why you may notice a dark tail-like shadow behind each dot of light, which is a line of red blood cells.
But that's not all. Bright dots will not appear at the very center of the visual field because there are no blood vessels in the foveal avascular zone. The left and right eye see different dots, but when looking with both eyes, a mixture is seen, as the images from each eye are laid over one another in the subconscious observational process.
So from now on, every time you look out at the blue sky and notice these dancing sprites, be reminded of the wonder of the human body and all of its intricate functions that make us who we are.